Hi all, welcome to another Matchbook Horse Racing podcast where I'm joined by Charlie Poste and Ed Quigley. And we're looking ahead to days 3 and 4 of the festival. We know what's going on day 3. Day 4, as we're doing this live, we're just waiting on decks that's coming through. We'll have those by the time we get there. Apologies for any traffic I've got in and around me. I'm in the press room at Cheltenham. And looking forward to day 2. Obviously, day 1 is been and gone. There were no major surprises. Well, not really anyway. We found a few winners for you. But, I think we should get basically stuck into day number 3 first of all. Don't forget, you can live stream on Matchbook. So if you want to watch any of the action, head to matchbook.com and you can live stream all the racing there. You can have a bet if you want. You don't have to, but it will be there for you live streaming on Matchbook, all the racing from the Cheltenham Festival, days 2, 3 and 4. So day number 3, first of all, first race we're going to kick on with is the Turners. And do you know what, Ed Quigley? We've got a new favourite. It must be that Willie Mullins has had a good first day. He's probably going to have a good second day. And Facile Vega looks as though he's going to go off atop the betting.
Absolutely. You would have said beforehand, this is, of all the kind of graded novice chases, this is the one Team GB have got half a chance in, haven't you? You've got Grey Dawning in here, Ginny's Destiny, but Facile Vega up in trip, slow ground. I mean, what do I know? I can't train Ivy up a wall, but I've been harping on boring everyone podcast that Facile Vega must go up in trip. It was interesting listening to Paul Townend's insight, saying if it were up to him, he would have run Facile Vega in the Brown Advisory, overrunning it over the 2 mile option. So it goes to show they think this horse is ready for a proper stamina test. Well, Facile Vega is going to get that on the new course. Admittedly, it will be fresh ground on Thursday, but there's another 3 to 4 millimeters of showers coming in on the Thursday before racing, according to latest forecast. It's going to be real hard work. And I just think he will really relish that test. The cat's kind of out of the bag now and his price has contracted accordingly. But as much as, Team GB were thinking this probably be the race that they could perhaps get one over on the Irish, I think Willie Mullins could dominate this. I mean, the air of invincibility has gone a little bit about Facile Vega, but I'm convinced he's been running over the wrong trip for some time. I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I thought if one was a massive price, I actually think could easily outrun the odds, would be Jamie Snowden's Colonel Harry. If you look on ratings, doesn't have all that much to find, and he is an out-and-out mudlark. Jamie Snowden spoke to him earlier in the week. He said he would resent to ever run the horse again on anything quicker than soft. Well, he's going to get his ground here today. He won the Towton in ground that was almost unraceable. He was just staying on second, wasn't he, in the Grade 1 at Sandown over 2 miles when running on. Same in the Scilly Isles on really quick ground when he stayed on. I think 2.5 on heavy ground. He's 40s, something like that. I think the market's got that wrong. He's an absolute mudlark, and I think he could hit the frame at a price. So I'll basically Facile Vega to beat Colonel Harry as my forecast.
All right, that'll pay nicely as well. Colonel Harry's a nice big price. Listen, I'm with Facile Vega, thinking that stepping up in trip is exactly what he wants, and he's wanted it for a little bit. The yard obviously retain a load of faith in him. I'd have Grey Dawning to beat Ginny's personally, but I do think Facile Vega at 3.75 is the way I want to go. I think we just need to accept that the Irish are better, and not try and be too clever. So Facile Vega for me, Charlie.
Yeah, Facile Vega for me also. I mean, I think again we as you said we got absolutely thumped on day 1. All the novices were dominated by Irish trained runners. I love Grey Dawning. I'd like to see him in the 3 mile novice chase, as I've said all along. And then the more you look at it, probably the more obvious Facile Vega becomes. He was a champion bumper winner. He was a Grade 1 winning novice hurdler. He's ran in Grade 1s in novice chases. Like, his level of form is just better than his rivals. And he's desperate to go up in trip. And he's also won on heavy ground. And again, whatever you're doing for the rest of the week, you've got to be looking for horses that are proven in bad conditions.
Okay, Facile Vega is the team's theme there, if you like. We move on to the per temps final. Charlie, you can make the case first of all. You and Ed have gone for the same horse, 17.0 Farouk Deline.
Yeah, Farouk Deline, again, Irish trained. Gordon Elliott, I think he has a reasonable record in this race. And Farouk Deline was a pretty decent high-class novice chaser, as in he fell 2 out in Lompresse's Brown Advisory, still seemingly travelling pretty good. We then didn't see him for a season after that. And since he's come back earlier on this winter, he's just struggled with jumping fences. You know, I think he fell in the Troy Town at the first, but then there was much more to like about his second staying on well in a Potemps qualifying December behind Ted Walsh's horse, who I'm not even going to try to pronounce. I was hoping Dom would be on the podcast and he could help me out with that. He should have gained Thank you, Gay Cool. So he should have gained confidence from that. And you know, Jigginstown, Gordon Elliott have drafted in Rob James, who is a rider with an outstanding pedigree. He's ridden hundreds of winners in Irish Point to Points. He's a Cheltenham Festival winning jockey in his own right. And he's going to take a very, very handy 7 off the 12-stone burden that this horse is set to carry. At 17.0, I thought from a win and place perspective, he was really attractive.
And it was won by a claimer last year. Liam McKenna claimed 5. What do you want to add to Farouk Dalene, Ed?
Yeah, echo all of that. I was on a preview night with Davey Russell a few days ago, and it was interesting. We were just talking about the ground in Cheltenham and the Gordon Elliott yard. He said the 2 horses in the yard, or 3 actually. He said Jerry Colomb wants soft ground but handle better ground. He says Tehupu wants it bottomless, and his quote was Farouk Dalene wants it, quote, unraceable. So yeah, I think bottom line, you look through his form, he's heavy ground. He runs about 10 to 12 pound better when he gets that surface. Yeah, big ask off top weight, as you say. Rob James on board, he will stay all day. And that's basically, you can probably get a bit carried away with weights and measures. I think it's going to be just survival of the fittest, and I think he'll survive and he'll definitely be fit.
And presenting Percy Fingal Bay, Side Bay, all won it at top weight or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, agree with
it happens in this. Gabby Cross for me, who like Farouk Dalene is rated higher for fences. Matt Toombs and I think DC put the horse up on the handicaps preview. The price has held up pretty well. So yeah, very much Gabby's Cross for me around about 12.0. Henry de Bromhead's horses are clearly, yes, they won the first. Other than Quilty, all their horses ran well yesterday, and they've got some good chances on day 2 as well. So Gabby's Cross for me at 12.0. The Ryanair is up next. It's pathetic. I can't make my mind up. If the ground is, well, it's not going to be good to soft, is it? So I can't have Banbridge. It's not going to be. Yeah, I'm out. No bet for me. So weirdly, yesterday, Joseph, even if it's soft, they'll probably run. But I don't like him on that, which caught me out, surprised me. Right. Their intention is to run the horse if it's soft, but they need the heavy to go out of the description. There we are. Anyway, Ed, first of all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's an absolute minefield. It's priced up like a ripping handicap, isn't it, really? I'm confused by it. I thought Envoy Allen was the one probably guaranteed to run his race, but I am slightly put off by the kind of 10-year-old stat, but then don't know whether, this is the kind of year to be worrying about stats too much. Yeah, really tricky race. I just came down to Protectorat on the basis of he is very at home on deep ground, and I thought he will just go off at like the clappers in front. And if there are any chinks in the armour, a few of those that won't handle the ground and don't stay in behind, etc., etc. We know he stays further than 2.5. We know he'll handle the ground, and he was a double-figure price. Most tentative of all my selections on the card, really. But I thought Stage Star, some training performance to come back after being pulled up 4 months ago. Banbridge, you say, ground's going to be all wrong. Conflated, just doesn't win. Has he got the pace for 2.5? I thought it was a bit of a rogues gallery, in all honesty. And so, yeah, tentative win and place market. Protectorat hit the frame. I wouldn't be shocked. Okay,
and 13.0 for your shot, Charlie.
Yeah, again, similar sentiments to all you guys. Banbridge for me was banker material on anything better than soft ground, but you have to be wary about the conditions. And I mean, whether the racecourse say that the ground is dried out to soft on Thursday, I can't believe it's going to be riding anything but incredibly testing and hard work. So I wanted a horse that stays a bit further. So I'd come down with a Hoy Senior 13.0 win and place. I think he's only ever won once before the turn of the year. He's found his way back to form a bit this spring. Stirrup snap behind Capodanno here on trials day when he finished 4th. And then he was 3rd behind Pic Dory, given a sort of strangely conservative ride. I'm hoping that he gets a much more aggressive ride. I mean, I hope hopefully he doesn't get involved in the pace duel with Protectorat, but a certainly positive ride. the fact that he stays much further than this has to be a positive, and he's a horse with enough ability to win a race like this if it all comes together.
Okay, moving on to the Stayers Hurdle. Tiupu's at the top of the betting, 2.82. This is just about my strongest fancy on the day. I think this is going to be Gordon Thursday. I honestly think he's going to have
so do I.
three winners at least. Honestly, I really fancy this in the mare. Tiupu kept fresh for the race. Last year Davy Russell rode him and he wasn't perfectly fit. Jack Kennedy back on board is a big plus. Gordon's horses are running well. The ground is ideal. He's the best horse in the race for me and the best stayer. And I think he ticks all the boxes. 2.87, Charlie.
Yeah, agree with all that. The fact that, like you say, he's been kept fresh after that incredibly impressive performance in the Hatton's Grace only adds to the argument. And the ground is in his favour. Jack Kennedy's in his favour. He went very close to taking this out last year, and I think he'd be better this time round. As you say, I just kept looking at my selections thinking, well, I think Brighter Days Ahead will win the Mares Novice Hurdle as well, but I'm just going to put it up as a no bet because I'm literally nearly tipping every Gordon Elliott up in every race. So Good. It's going to be a Gordon Thursday, as you say, Tom.
Imagine if it isn't now. Ed?
Yeah, totally respect to Hooper, as you say, that the ground, everything in the horse's favour. But I thought it's probably going to contract in, price in terms of price, probably will contract. And I was looking for something at a bigger price. I thought Sir Gerhard is the forgotten horse of the festival, in my view. Now I know he might not stay, etc., but he's been preview-nighted to the point that he won't stay categorically. If you actually look at his form, I think the jury is out. He's only tried 3 miles twice. Once was in the Brown Advisory where he hit every fence, and the other time was at Punchestown when he practically got brought down and was pulled up. So I think that's largely irrelevant to the trip, in my view. He wouldn't have won the Arkle the way he jumps. The furthest he's ever been over hurdles was 2 miles 5 when he won the Gallagher here. Absolutely hacked up in heavy ground 2 years ago. And Matt Toombs actually did an excellent piece on, if you backed every horse blind, trying 3 miles over hurdles for the first time, when stepping up from 2.5, you'd have 239% return on investment this century. In the Stayers Hurdle, a la Nichols Canyon, who got preview-nighted to the point where it couldn't possibly stay, drifted out to 10-1 for Walsh and Mullins and hacked up. Solwit was never gone beyond 2.5, went up to 3 miles for the first time. It did stay, and is a horse of you take Tuhupo out of it. So Gerhard CV is absolutely fantastic. He gets crap from all angles, kind of Envoy Anders style, but he's got 2 Cheltenham Festival wins to his name. He's a multiple Grade 1 winner. In terms of raw class, I think Sir Gerhard at double-figure price or thereabouts. He'll be smuggled into it. If he doesn't stay, he doesn't stay. But I think you're gonna get a cracking price to find out about a horse whose best 2 days have come at the Cheltenham Festival.
10.0, I quite like that. As in, like the case. That's the Stayers done. The plate, just Charlie and I with bets. Charlie, you can make the case first of all. I can see it. Gordon Thursday.
Gordon Thursday, yeah, let's keep it rolling. San Felicien, win and place 10.0. The novice chase form is in the book for behind Facile Vega on his return this time round. Second behind Tactical Move, subsequent graded winner, and then he beat Ami Desji impressively on his latest start. He's hugely progressive profile, and there's got to be an element that you're thinking he's still got the scope to be better than this, which is what you need in a race of this nature. So the fact that he's 10.0, I thought San Felicien win and price was, again, another very attractive Gordon Elliott trained bet.
As Ed said, my case for laying Gaelic Warrior went well. Yeah, we were all together. So flipping obvious, wasn't it? What a bunch of dicks we are. Life in the Park for me with a tongue tie on. Not really started my day yesterday. Echo claiming 3. The key is the tongue tie that needs to work. But if you go back to the horse's peak form, I think he's got a sniff here. He has run his best races over this distance. That's something Matt Toombs and his trends points out. And Henry de Bromhead horses are in good nick. I could back him and Watchhouse. Life in the Park's the biggest price of the lot. Ground's a plus. He looks fairly treated. The tongue tie after last time definitely needs to work because he was a big price and he ran no sort of race last time. But otherwise, I think he's still a 7-year-old, and on peak form, I think he's got a chance with the tongue tie on. Helen says preview nighted is not a verb. It is now. I like it. Right, where are we going next? Yeah, just the mare's novice, just me. Brighter days ahead. I've had her in mind for this a way out. She's 2.62. Listen, I think she's comfortably the best of these. It's Gordon Thursday, but I think I can't remember who was making the point, but Gordon doesn't often miss when he really talks one up. Even if they don't go on, when he gets them to the festival and says they're his, about his best shout, he doesn't tend to miss, and he's been adamant this mare is just about the best chance he's bringing here. I think so. I think she's rock solid. I think she'd cut it against the boys, let alone the mare. So 2.62 brighter days ahead. Thank you very much, Kim Muir, the 5:30. 3 different horses going up here. Ed, you're the biggest price of the lot.
Yeah, I just thought at the prices, again, I was looking at Jamie Stone, a horse that could hit the frame at a big price. Jeet Maker, horse number 19 on your cards. Very ground dependent horse, according to the handler. Looked very happy at a lower level in the mud. Races like Catterick and Newcastle, etc. And I think got caught out, went for that big pot at Ascot last time out in December. And according to Gavin Sheehan, was, quote, taken off his feet on that surface. So, yeah, I think they won't be... They tested him on it to find out, if you see what I'm saying. What we found out was he just can't go on quicker ground. Off 132 here, up to 3.25 miles, and what will be really testing ground. Will Biddick on board, obviously, top pilot. As much as the Irish do dominate the market, the Brits have had a bit of success in this over the years, haven't they? With like Chambard and one Great Trex's horse a few years ago. And again, just at a massive price, Jeet Maker hit the frame. I don't think he'd be found wanting for stamina. So he's my kind of place angle, and I'll have to have a few quid on in the win market.
Okay, I'm just trying to find decks for Friday. That is... Oh, no, sorry, we've still got 2 more to look in you. I'm trying to find the Triumph decks, for God's sake. Charlie, daily present.
Yeah, daily present for me. He's 15.0. He was rated higher as a hurdler. He was up to 133. Beat Braun in a novice hurdle that was subsequently graded placed after that. He won on his handicap debut, won well, stayed on really well over a 3-mile trip on very slow ground. Up 7, I think he's off to a mark of 127 now. There's still got to be scope for improvement in that. And yeah, I just thought at 15.0 again, he's an improver that's a higher rated hurdler. He's got form on heavy ground. I can't see any reason why this horse isn't going to run a big race.
All right, and for me, I'm sure this horse has come up before, but Cool Survivor. Somebody in the Racing TV office put me onto the horse. I watched the run back last time. I think this is ideal. And he's not favourite. He's 9.0 on Gordon Thursday. I'd say this has been a plan a while out. And I'm quite excited by him at 9.0. Matchbook Zero long shot. Matchbook Zero market goes live at 10 a.m. each day. Don't if you want to have a win bet, then go to Matchbook Zero, because you're most likely to be getting better odds. I tell you why each and every time we do the podcast, but you really are, because there's zero margin and zero commission. My Matchbook Zero long shot is Life in the Park at 29.0. Charlie?
Farouk Delen in the Patemps, 17.0.
And Ed?
I was going to go with Charlie's, but he's got him first. So as much as I like Facile Vega, I think if you take him out of the market, you could throw a blanket over about 7 of the British runners. Colonel Harry is the proven mudlark in there. I think he'll stay on into a place. And if I say Facile Vega bombs out, he could capitalise at huge odds.
Okay, and we haven't got any lays, have we? As Reese says, when don't the favourites win? Well, yeah, we haven't got any lays.
After my place lay on Gaelic Warrior, in the words of Duncan Bannatyne, Amut.
Best bet on Thursday, on Gordon Thursday. Mine is Brighter Days Ahead in the mare. Do you know what? Brighter Days Ahead, Tiupu double. There you go. I've just decided. They don't get beat, those two. Ed?
Sir Gerhard for his 3rd Cheltenham Festival win.
And Charlie?
Facile Vega on Gordon Thursday. I'll go over Willie Train Runner.
Okay. Overarch says, thanks for the free bet. Put it on Gaelic, Stateman, Lossy and Corbett's Cross, rolling the whole thing into Fat to File. Go on, Overarch. Good lad.
Nice.
I hope that cops for you today. Well, it will. Well, now I've said that, probably won't. Right, blame me. But yeah, good stuff. Hope that cops for you. Triumph Hurdle then. So Gino is an intended runner, so that's good news in the Triumph Hurdle. I'm a no bet, though. He makes the race 2 I need everything to settle down a bit. And I still want to see how Nicky's run today. I know the signs aren't good, but all of a sudden, if a couple run well today, there could be a change. I don't think they will, but there could be a change. Charlie, who do you like at the triumph?
Stormheart. I mean, again, I don't know. I saw that he's definitely declared. I didn't know who Paul has ended up electing to ride. I don't know if you've got that there, Tom. Have you now or not? Have they done their jockey bookings?
I haven't got bookings. I can see that he's in, but I haven't got bookings. No.
Fine. I mean, look, as in, I think take Sergino out. I think the best piece to form was the juvenile hurdle at the DRF. I didn't think this horse got the best run of it. He was trapped a bit wide. Under Paul, he jumped just okay, and I thought he stayed on very, very well to get closest to Carges, who reopposes. I thought the 2 mile 1 trip on the new course would suit him really well, where stamina is at a premium. Again, we know conditions are going to make that ever more so. And I mean, he was 13.0 when I popped him up. I thought winning place, he was a really interesting runner.
All I can tell you is that Mark Walsh is on Madgeborough, which I guess is unsurprising. And I wonder, it will be very interesting if Paul Townend is on Salvatore Mundi. But that, I can't see that yet. He's got a hood on for the first time, Salvatore Mundi. There we go, another Mullins hood. Ed?
Again, just waiting for the market in the race to actually settle down. But I assume this also be a big price. But High Wind has been declared. And I was pretty impressed by his debut at Punchestown. When he made an absolute Horlicks and nearly came down at the last, but picked up and scooted clear again. And then his jumping went to pieces, went up into grade 1 level last time out. The fact they're bringing him here suggests to me his schooling must have upturned 1,000%. Rachel, I wonder if Rachel Blackmore might be in line for the ride. Obviously, she's in good form. And this horse had good form on soft ground when trained on the flat as well. So a tentative selection. I say that the market revolves around a horse who we're still waiting with bated breath as to whether he runs, A, whether he runs, and B, whether he can run the form or not. So it's a bit of a Horlicks, this race, isn't it, really? So, tentative play. We'll see how it settles down overnight.
Okay, the county hurdle, I don't think it's filled, which is extraordinary. I think 23 out of a possible 26. Feels weird, that. King of Kingsfield and Lotus Sud fighting out the top of the market, around about 7.0. Lotus Sud has been put up in a few places by our team, and I've come round to him very much, but we've already made that case. The other one I wanted to mention was Westport Cove. I think DC put the horse up a few weeks ago on a handicap preview. I could definitely make the case because I love Cater Bourbon, and this horse was second to him, put in his place, but still second to him. And then he was behind Tully Hill last time. I know that Tully Hill was a bit disappointing, whatever, but that's still, I think, strong form. And I think he was ridden around not just to finish behind Tully Hill, if you know what I mean, for a county hurdle, but also I like the run style. He wears a hood. I think he'll be smuggled into it, which is what you want for the county. So Westport Cove, the main one for me at 15.0. Charlie?
Yeah, Lotus Sud for me. I mean, Dan Skelton's record in this race is second to none. Maybe only Willie Mullins. We only seen him twice this winter. He disappointed on his first start, was then treated for ulcers, and came back with a really good showing in the Betfair behind Iberico Lord. He travelled like the winner throughout. Maybe was in front a fraction too soon, but I mean, he was second best on the day. I can't see why he won't step forward for that. The form of the race has been frank with Godante and Favois, both first and second in the Imperial Cup. And again, at 8.0, I just can't see. This is one of the few British runners that I just cannot see not being bang there in this race.
Ed?
Yeah, like Lotus Sud, but the price kind of gone. I've gone 2 versus the field. Magical Zoe, I want to give a nod to. Magical Zoe only got £3 hike for the British handicapper. And given she ran Irish Point within 2 legs at Down Royal earlier in the season, I thought she might have got in here off a half decent mark. And of course, she went close at the festival last year. But I came down on Pied Piper just on the basis of form figures at Cheltenham of 1-3-1-2. Comes alive here, £1 higher than last year. Ground might not be ideal, but we'll travel into this as well as a travelly thing can do. And maybe find 1 or 2 too good up the hill, but I thought you were guaranteed coming into the home straight. There won't be a horse going better than Pied Piper. And I thought, hopefully this can be a Gordon Friday for me. Put it that way.
Gordon Friday. Listen, I I hope Gordon Friday, as our producer, confirms that Willie Mullins and Dan Skelton have won 8 of the last 9 county hurdles. That was something that Matt Toombs flagged up for us on Handicap Preview. I've got Croke Park in the Albert Bartlett.
So did I, but he doesn't run.
Oh, is he not
declared.
in?
Not declared. Yeah.
Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I didn't even check that.
Yeah.
Do you know why I didn't check that? Because I'd heard that he was going to run in that race.
No, unfortunately not declared, because I put him up on the previews as well.
Right, what a bollocks that is. Good. My Gordon sauce is going to get turned out to the field. Right, Ed, over to you.
Sorry, I've lost my thread now. Which race are we on to? We're on to I've done County Hurdle. Oh yeah, Albert Bartlett.
Potato.
Yeah, the Jukebox Man win and place. Absolutely. Staying on third. Absolute mudlark for the Ben Paulding team, this horse. Won at Fosslas on a day where they had 3 racecourse inspections for the ground to go ahead. We all know deep Fosslas heavy is. And then staying on third in the Challow Hurdle behind Captain Teague. I think he will reverse the former Paul Nichols runner over 3 on this ground. And I think he's a lively player to see Harry Redknapp celebrating in the winners' enclosure. This is going to be, again, absolute survival of the fittest. This will be desperate stuff. And there's been some mad old turn-ups in this. This could be like a Martello Tower type year, I think. And I think the Jukebox Man at a big price can go well with conditions to suit.
All right. Moving on to the Boodles Gold Cup. You two are with Jerry, so I'm going to let Ed and... Well, I'm going to let you fight it out. Just who feels stronger, speak first. Go. Great, there's commitment from you.
Always the polite ones.
Go, one of you.
I'll go. Yeah, for me, it probably becomes ever more obvious, especially with the ground, that Galopin Des Champs is going to win his second Gold Cup. The only thing we know from racing history is it's not that easy to do, and it's just, for me, price related with Jerry Colomb. He's 11.0. You can back him to win and place. I still think the horse has got a massive engine. You know, he should have won last year. And granted, he got thumped by Galopin Des Champs when they met earlier this season, but I can't believe that was his true running. The extra quarter mile of the Gold Cup will help him. And I just think if you look through the race, I think he is one of the other main rivals that has the capacity to potentially beat this horse if it goes well. And at the prices, I just didn't really want to be backing Galopin Des Champs at 2.5 or something like that. And I wanted a horse that there was that win and place option. And for me, this young progressive horse, it fits that bill.
He's 2.25, so even short of Galopin Des Champs. Listen, I do want him on side. I've really come round to him as much as I'm trying to find value. Watching that race, but I'm more impressed by what he did at Leopardstown now than I was on the day. 2.25, fine. Obviously, interesting. Fast and Slow's had his win done, but I don't know. I think he still needs to improve a good bit. My win and place angle is Gentleman's Game. Look, if there's heavy in the going description, I don't think that's going to suit. But he is profile wise, he's that sort of, stepping up chaser, stepping up the furthest he's been. He sort of fits the bill in some ways. I quite like the fresh angle with him as well. His trainer knows how to win this. But I know that was yesteryear. 17.0. I want him on side. Gentleman's Game. Ed.
Just on your horse, Tom. Yeah, Mouse Morris quote this morning: "The more the rain, the merrier." That's what he reckons for Gentleman's Game. He says he wants it a slog. So I suppose the ground it Weatherby was almost unraceable. So
I literally heard that that's such a head wreck, because I heard from the guy that bred him that the trainer's box walking and terrified that too much rain's come.
Quote from Mouse Morris. Reading. The more rain we get, the happier we'll be. It was very, very deep at Weatherby, and he handled it fine. So
you're going to have to revisit your sources, Tom Stanley.
But then, I said this on a preview night the other night. Gordon Elliott said he wants good ground for Jerry Colomb.
Yeah.
Davey says he wants it unraceable. I think they just spin a pack of lies to keep people like us talking, essentially. But we shall see. Look, I backed Shishkin 6 months ago, so I'm crying. And I backed Jerry Colomb 9 months ago. So we'll find out as they pass the post if I'm crying or not. But look, the rain has come in his favour. I think he'll stay. I think it's between him. It's obvious, but I think it's between him and last year's winner. And That's the kind of the reverse forecast play for me. So my enthusiasm for the race has waned a little bit because I actually thought Shishkin could be the one horse of raw ability who'd really serve it up to the Galopan, but that's all pie in the sky now.
Charlie, just you in the Hunter Chase. Off you go.
Yeah, and for Helen, it's Sine Nomine. I was pulled up on my pronunciation when I put this horse up before. Trained up north by Fiona Needham, ridden by John Dawson, who again is a very, very good amateur rider. No concerns on that front. She's been ultra progressive in British point to pointing. She was very, very good in a Hunter Chase at Wetherby. Granted, she's going to have to step up form wise from that, but she's only a relatively young horse and low mileage. There's every reason to believe she's got the capacity to do that, and she will relish testing conditions. I got her down at 17.0. The Irish have a very, very strong hand in this. The Warriors, I think Emmett Mullins said it's on the line as his strongest chance of the week. Well, after watching Corbett's Cross yesterday, that's very, very concerning. But I still see no reason why this mare can't rate higher than what she's shown so far. And at the prices with the ground in her favour, I thought she was an interesting contender.
Okay. Helen says it could be a Willy Friday if I play my cards right. Mullins also could run well also. Go on, Helen. Moving on to the Mayor's Chase. Nothing for me here either, I'm afraid. Ed, who do you like?
Yeah, I know me and Charlie in disagreement. I have no qualms saying I think Dino Blue is the best mare in the race. I've just got it in the back of my head, 2.5. She can be a bit keen. This is going to take some getting. Now, I thought that about Lossiemouth. She went doing handstands over 2.5. But point remains, I think there's enough in here against her to give her a race. You've got Allegory Devassi running for you. Bride Seal running for you, who's on a 4-timer. And Limerick Lace, who loves soft ground and arrives on the back of a devastating performance, albeit at a level below what Dino Blue did. It's just Dino Blue's been to 2 Cheltenham festivals. The facts are, dropped out the back of the television when sent off favourite for the Mares Novices and was beaten off 140 in the Grand Annual last year when sent off favourite. She always goes off a short price. She's yet to collect. But I totally respect to say her kind of Al Fabiolo form is in a different postcode to the others. But an extra half a mile on deep ground on the new course just get me nervous the Petrolite come on. So Limerick Lace as a kind of win and place alternative would be my angle in. But yeah, do respect Dino Blue, who's many people's banker of the week.
Charlie.
Yeah, I thought as a shorty 2.0 was actually a pretty fair price about this mare. She's a Grade 1 winner. I respect Ed's points about previous Cheltenham Festival form, but I'd argue she's probably elevated herself even further up this time round, and her best is a lot better than her rivals. We saw it at Lossiemouth yesterday, concerns about trip, but class is kind of permanent. Given a sensible ride, I think she's just better than these.
Kidoki, and then the last race is the Martin Pipe. I'm sticking with Cater Bourbon. I've made the case plenty. I did say on the matchbook trail a few weeks ago, I think it was about, I don't know when it was a while back, Dan put me on the spot for my best bet at the festival, and I said Cater Bourbon, Martin Pipe, trying to be clever, and here he is now at 4.5. I hadn't backed him then, but yeah, I think he's been laid out for the race. I liked the fact he got a British entry to see what his mark would be, and I think they ran him over in another quick trip last time to protect his mark. 4.5. Charlie.
Answer to Kafe, 13.0. Again, win and place bet again for me. I've been, placing a graded race, won a handicap well last time. And again, the angle in for me with this, I will love the conditions, and also I just think if had more sexy connections would be an awful lot shorter in the market than what this horse actually is currently. And yeah, like I say, I thought 13.0 with what he brings to the table was a really, really good price and a really good bet.
Overarch says Waterford Whispers, which went up in a few places in our handicap preview. Could be maybe on Henry Friday. He seems to have had a good first day and could have a good week. That's us for the preview until we get to the long shots now. Westport Cove for me in the county. Matchbook 0, margin 0 commission. Well worth having a win bet. Charlie, your long shot.
Storm Heart in the Triumph goes to me at 13.0.
And Ed, your long shot.
The Mudlark, the Jukebox Man for Ben Pauling in the Albert Bartlett.
Okay, who's a couple of his horses ran really well yesterday. No lays, best bets. Keita Bourbon, Martin Pipe. Thank you very much for me, Charlie.
Dino Blur, Mare's Chase.
And Ed.
Jerry Colomb, if he's out of the places, I'm going to go and lie down in the dark room.
We don't want you to do that. Charlie, we want you to get out your car and come into the course.
Yeah,
Ed,
guess where I am today.
you're in the car park.
No, remember the other day we guessed where I was. It's a bit more obvious
Where's
today.
Charlie?
Yeah.
It is. You're not on your way to watch rugby league.
No.
Ed, come say hello today.
I will do. I'll be there in about 8 minutes. Yeah.
Just book your slot though, Ed. Book your slot in case he's busy.
Yeah,
It's not for
exactly.
you too. Right. Don't get stuck in the mud, Charlie. Guys, I hope you enjoyed all of the Cheltenham content throughout the week, and indeed the build-up. This is the last preview we're going to do. It's been fantastic. I hope we found you plenty of winners. We're 1 down, 3 to go officially. Keep an eye out for our insights column with all the best bets that are going to go up there. And yeah, happy day 2 of Cheltenham, which is where we are right now. About lots of winners. Bye-bye.